Hello students, we are seeing about the cross drainage works that is constructed in the intersection of the natural drain and the canal water. In this type we lost a session we saw about the aqueducts, that is the canal constructed above the natural drainage. Now we are going to say about the drain that is occurs above the canal. We will see how they are constructing the canal below the drain. That is, the first one is the super passage. It is one of the structure in the drain above the canal system. Here the canal bed level is below the drainage bed level. The drainage trough is to be constructed at the road level, and drainage water is flow through this from the upstream side to downstream side, in which piers are to used for the construction purposes below the drainage trough. It will support the canal system, and the full supply level of the canal is below the drainage trough, and the water in the canal flows under the gravity and possesses the atmospheric pressure. Uh, in the last classification we see about there is no atmospheric pressure in the canal water, but here the atmospheric pressure play a major role. The water is flows under the gravity, and it is simply a reverse of the aqueduct structure. Here the full supply level is less than the drainage bed level. In the image we can clearly see the canal that is below the drain, and canal siphon and the siphon super passage is the another type. Here the drainage is carried over the canal similar to the super passage, but the full supply level of the canal is above the drainage trough. So the canal water is flows under the siphonic action, that is under the pressure without any atmospheric pressure. When compared to the super passage, it is more preferred than the canal siphon, because in a canal siphon the big disadvantage is that the canal water is under drainage trough, so any defective minerals or sediment deposited cannot be removed with like in the case of the siphon aqueduct. Here the full supply level is greater than the drainage bed level. And next classification is that the canal and the drain at the same level, that is the level crossing. When the bed level of the canal is equal to the drainage bed level, the level crossing can be constructed. It is based on the following steps: construction of the weir to stop drainage water behind it. Weir is one of the barrage. It is a structure that is constructed in case of to uh, constructed to store the water in case of the river system or in the dam system or any natural drainage. Then construction of the canal regulator across a canal, and a construction of the head regulator across a drainage. It is used to for the monitoring the flow in the case of the drainage and also in the canal. And inlet and the outlet is another type. Here is the inlet section at the one of the upstream side, and outlet in the downstream side. It is also one of when the canal bed level and the drain bed level is the same level, we can go for this inlet and the outlet structure. The drainage is taken to the banks of a canal at the inlet, and the drainage is mixed with the canal travel certain. In this case, the drainage water and the canal water is mixed at the some length, and also on the outlet the water will be removed. The major disadvantage in case of the canal inlet structure is the drainage may pollute the canal water, because the drainage water contains the many pollutants like the stones, sand, and the debris from the plant materials and the trees. It can be pollute, and it pollute the canal water, and the maintenance cost is very high, so it is rarely constructed. That's all for this today's class. Thank you, students.